we are we are presenting our study on integrated travel industry. Talking about the industry. Next slide, please. In simple terms, the travel industry is concerned about the providing services related to travel from one location to another. This includes service data directly related to travel itself, such as transportation, but also includes service related to catering for travelers' needs and wants after they have arrived at the destination. It is often associated with the tourism industry, and so you will learn later in this report. There is a significant crossover between the two, especially in terms of business and the falls under its respective. Talking about the size of the industry in India in 2020, the travel and tourism industry contributes to a GDP of $120.9 billion. This is expected to reach to 5.2 billion in 2028. In India, the industry direct contribution to GDP is expected to around 10.35 between 2019 to 28. About the sector and the company which are involved in the industry, there are mostly four sectors involved in this industry. First is the transportation, second is accommodation, third is food and beverages, and fourth is entertainment. So what is the difference between the travel and the tourism industry? While the travel industry and the tourism industry are interlinked, it is important to understand that there are some notable difference between the two, especially the tourism industry related to the industry centered on tourism, which is a specific act of traveling to a different location, either for a business or a pleasure. By contrast, the travel industry is simply related to a person travel from one place to another and the various services they're using in the process. The top five players in India are: first is Thomas Cook, second is My Trip, third is Mahindra Holiday and Resort Indian Private Limited, fourth is Cox and Indian Limited, and fifth is Yata.com. Next slide, please.
Let us analyze the travel industry using Porter's 5 forces. Threat of new entrants is low. There is low level of proprietary travel knowledge and asset specificity. Online channels are growing at a rapid rate and government regulations restricts entry of FDI. Entry barrier of high initial investment is also reducing due to government support. Threat of substitutes is also low. There are lesser possible substitutes. India is witnessing a growth in discretionary spend and travel has moved up the list of household spending priorities. Bargaining power of suppliers is also low. Due to high availability of cheap labor, the workers have low bargaining power. While suppliers are concentrated in some areas like domestic airlines, there is widespread fragmentation in other sectors. Bargaining power of buyers is very high. While buyers are fragmented, diminished brand loyalty and ability to switch at no cost gives them high bargaining power. Also, the customers of luxury segment are brand conscious and willing to pay premium prices. Rivalry among existing competitors is high as well. The industry is highly fragmented with most of the organized players in the metros. Rivalry is high due to low product differentiation, but not cutthroat due to low exit barriers. Let's look at the pestle analysis. Political factors. The government has borders open for citizens of other countries. Tourists from most of the world can visit if they can afford it. And this has really provided a major boost to the tourism industry. Political stability is a major factor in the success of tourist destinations. Most popular tourist destinations are considered safe. One of the problems that is because of political factors is the lack of international representation of the country. Indian government does not give much preference to representation of the country internationally, because of which tourism rate does not increase by any surplus amount. Social factors. Tourism has become a trend for the younger generation, and social media has a lot to do with this. This factor produces a peer pressure that has recently provided a boost towards the tourism industry. People are becoming more aware of other cultures, and thus they want to visit those places and experience those cultures as well. Another positive socio-cultural factor for the tourism industry is that of racial acceptance. Individuals from around the world are increasingly accepting of those of other races and religions. This makes traveling a much more comfortable experience. Environmental factors. Perhaps the biggest environmental factor influencing the tourism industry is the pollution created by transportation mediums such as buses, trains, and more so than others, aeroplanes. As these modes of transport are used more often, their impact on the planet increases. All three result in the creation of large amount of pollutants, which contribute to global warming and other environmental phenomena. In addition to this, tourism can cause pollution on a local level. In some cases, tourists may be less respectful of a destination than that of their hometown, causing them to litter or contaminate the area. Whether it's discarding of bottles in the countryside or using regular shampoos in lakes, this is an unfortunate side effect of the tourism industry. Economic factors. As the global economy grows, the income levels of those who were previously unable to afford international tourism are now able to do so. Since living expenses are growing slower than purchase power, people are able to afford luxuries such as tourism. Such economic growth is expected to remain, and the tourism industry will only be provided with benefits from it. Companies such as Uber and Airbnb are changing the way people travel. They have presented economic models that are more consumer friendly and thus is making tourism more accessible to people. Businesses on such a model are known as sharing economies. We expect further use of such economies in the future. Technological factors. The transport industry has received a major upgrades in recent times due to the new and improved forms of transport services. People can now get to know about places across the world through their smart devices. Travel blogs help people get the information to make the necessary journey, which they otherwise wouldn't be able to make. India is cheap at medical procedures and technologically advanced than other countries. Thus, this technological factor is attracting more foreign tourists to India for medical purposes. Legal factors. The schemes and laws like tax exemption help develop the tourism industry. The tax exemption laws, like 50% of profit derived by travel agents and tour operators, will only be taxed. One of the aggressive advertisement campaign by tourism department is the Incredible India. It is an advertisement scheme for which the government pays the money. Apart from the above scheme, one of the legal drawbacks is that the Indian government does not spend much on the development and upliftment of tourism, because of which the tourism industry is not getting the utmost best channels for performing the best. Government also provides the facilities of the partly low fare to foreigners in the railways as well as other services to show kind treatment and hospitality to foreigners. This generates good word of mouth publicity of tourism industry, which in turn is positive sign of legal factors. Next slide, please.
So coming to the value chain. Now, adding value is a process that covers the entire creation of the product, from raw material extraction to the consumption till the end customers. So let's look at the value chain of our industry, where all the services, the first diagram on the right side describes the value chain of the industry, where on the first level, all the services are located at either the source or the destination, wherever they are located. And then the suppliers of these services and products are aggregated at the second level. And at the third level, the global distribution suppliers and aggregators act in the place to aggregate all the services, while the tourism and regulatory authorities at the level 4 play their roles to keep the sector regulated. After that comes the online travel sites, which cater to the end consumers and provide the related services. Now coming to the figure below, the supply chain and the value chain of our industry, and basically the online travel websites, starts from gathering the hotel content, the availability, their prices, about the bookings, about the uh, airfares, and which is then sourced, aggregated, and organized so that it can be presented through advertising and to generate better demand. After that, the sales and the value proposition to the traveler kicks in, which leads to the direct bookings, cheap prices for the customers, and reducing the risk through insurances. Then comes to the sale of the rooms and airfares at marginal prices, so that they don't stay empty and the no value is wasted. Now let's look at the success factors. Some of the success factors include the auto completion in the site search. It has been proved that it leads to around 25% reduction in the time that a customer takes while completing a booking. Flexible search. It is necessary since a customer should have all the flexibility of choosing his own dates, his own destinations, while the mobile sites should be friendly to the mobiles, because Around 40% of the traffic is through mobiles, while 18% of the revenue for this industry comes through mobile phones. Now, booking abandonment emails. These are the emails which are forwarded to the customers when they leave their booking in the middle. And it has been seen that around 40% of the top 50 companies globally do so. Use of maps is another success factor, while clear contact options during booking, which enables a customer to contact the website and to contact their customer care at any point of time during booking for any queries. While the safe payment option or the safe payment gateways are very necessary to ensure security and to ensure trust. Now, considering the impact that COVID had on the industry, COVID had a great impact that can't be summed up into mere figures. But still, the restaurants and hotels had about 90% of occupancy was empty, while the airlines ran at 50% capacity. And in overall, there was a 60% fall in online booking through the online travel websites. The revenue, which was to 685,000 US dollars in 2019, went down up to $350,000 in 2022 when the industry again started to regaining. There had been a lot of shutdowns which broke the value chain and impacted the industry negatively.
Make My Trip, based in India, is one of the pioneering brands in the internet travel industry. Since its founding in 2000, the firm has assisted numerous travelers in buying train, aeroplane, and bus tickets online, hotels both domestically and abroad, various vacation packages throughout the globe. It gives its consumers a one-stop shopping experience because the company not only provides service in India, but also extends its services in foreign vacation departing from India. The primary goal is to build a sizable client base in order to take advantage of economies of scale and boost sales. Customers receive additional incentives for specific trips, and there may be savings for early reservations. So currently there are 2.2 million gold reward members, 1.1 million MMT black members, and 1 lakh MMT black double members. Next slide, please. So talking about the value proposition that Make My Trip is creating, the greatest prices that Make My Trip offers to its consumers at their convenience constitute its fundamental value proposition. It uses the most recent and cutting edge technologies in its operation. It believes in giving its clients a wonderful experience in addition to affordable plane tickets. Due to availability of several payment methods, including debit cards, net banking, credit cards, as well as the participation of majority of banks, payment services are also quite seamless. Making modifications and canceling a reservation are both fairly flexible options offered by Make My Trip to its customers. In addition to that, it also provides a wide range of value-added services such as alluring discounts and deals on various reservations. So the key partners that MMT has are variety of investors who have occasionally backed the company. These companies include C-Trip, Venture Partners, Tiger Fund, and Sierra Ventures. These companies occasionally make investments in the business. Talking about the competitive advantages of the company, the business has a distinct advantage over its rival in that it goes above and beyond customer expectations with its customer services and gives them a memorable experience. A fantastic tool for giving the team of customer care executive honest feedback is the company's customer testimonial. While other travel agencies place more emphasis on offering straightforward booking services, Make My Trip places emphasis on giving its client additional worthwhile experiences. Another advantage would be that it is utilized in the goods and services is the brand's technology. It makes ongoing system and process improvements to improve client experience. The brand emphasizes on providing the customers as well as its supplier. It wants to give its suppliers the most competitive atmosphere to showcase their best goods.
Okay, so the next company is Thomas Cook, one of the leading recreational travel service company in the world, which possesses 22,000 employees in more than 17 countries. So, according to the business model canvas of Thomas Cook, travel agencies and hotels are the key business partners, whereas the key customers are travelers, hotels, and travel agencies. As a part of business deals, Thomas Cook's holiday plans provided transportation and accommodation for its customers. It's added value to customers by providing pre-packaged holidays and omni distribution channels. The main source of revenue comes from commission and charge markup of prices, but its main costs are salaries from workers, sales, marketing, and investments in technology. Therefore, it is identified that Thomas Cook was collapsed due to incompetency and outdated business model, failing to move with the trends in the industry. Coming to the next slide, SWOT analysis. Okay, so the strengths include a user-friendly website with 12 million unique visitors every month. It offers multi-services to tourism such as airlines, hotels, cruises, FedEx, and many more, becoming a one-stop shops for all the travel needs. It also has strong brand presence due to online and print ads and OOH hoardings, and with its own fleet with 100 aircrafts, insurance brand, and FedEx services, it does not have to worry about airline regulations or insurance payments changing rates. The weakness includes long-term debts, which makes the company more vulnerable in the tough times. They face strong competition, which limits the brand presence and market share. Also, unoccupied hotel rooms and plane seats can directly lead to losses during off-peak time. Now, coming to the opportunities, they can expand their services at right places as the travel industry is growing fast. They can also boost their share prices by digitalizing their operations for better penetration, and they can start offering local community centered activities, because holidaymakers nowadays just love to participate in traditional activities, and this will result in a positive brand image. The threats that the company possesses are uncertainty in the airline sector and price wars that reduce the market share. Also, there is a threat that the liabilities will rise due to unpaid reparations. Also, change in government regulations affect industries, which needs to be taken into consideration to avoid major setbacks. Coming to the next slide. Okay. So we review the reasons that caused the collapse of Thomas Cook. So the first one is the excessive debt. Due to high DTI ratio, Thomas Cook was not able to survive and drowned under the weight of its debts. So there was lack of transparency also on how the business generates cash. It was clear that Thomas Cook was showing strong profits with little cash, which is an indication of doing some dishonest accounting. Next is that many changes took place within the leadership, and that was a sign of trouble. The company did not pay the debts and invoices regularly, so that might have compromised the cash flow. The company was not able to adapt agility and enhance the firm's capability, basically. So, the collapse of Thomas Cook was a warning to other travel agents and businesses around the globe. Firstly, because businesses must retain the value of customers at our heart. So, these are my recommendations: that adhering to customer promise to improve customer loyalty and appealing new customers. And secondly, businesses should improve multiple services, particularly own brand hotels and flights, subscription, developing employee training to guarantee customers to get reliable service experience.
Coming to the comparison between Make My Trip and Thomas Cook. While both Make My Trip and Thomas Cook have a similar line of business and operate in the same industry, there are certain similarities and the differences that both the organizations exhibit. First of all, talking about product, while Make My Trip offers travel and tour packages, which includes domestic and international destinations, their product line is a mix of airline, bus, and rail ticketing with an amalgamation of hotel rooms in terms of their availability, reviews, and description for the users. Make My Trip also provides the consumer with the rental taxi services across the country. The main business model is to offer consumers with a wide variety of packages at different rates and features, and provide them with optimum offering as per their requirement. However, Thomas Cook is the pioneer at commercializing mass tourism. The core business of Thomas Cook today is package holidays, which includes travel, food, hotel, insurance, and car hire. The company is one of the largest foreign exchange facilitators. Thomas Cook provides a borderless prepaid card, which is a multi-currency foreign exchange card. Users of the card can add multiple currency balances in the card, thus eliminating the need to carry multiple currency cards for various parts of the world. Secondly, pricing. The pricing model for both MakeMyTrip and Thomas Cook is to provide the users with best offer deals. Both the firms provide packages at reasonable prices so as to stay relevant and be competitive. This provides the customer with a wide range of options to choose according to their preferences and their budget. Thirdly, distribution. MakeMyTrip is known to people mainly through its online presence in the form of internet website and mobile application. The customers can avail the services and view a wide variety of offers just in the online platform. This also enables them to provide 24/7 services to the users, which can be accessed across the globe anytime, anywhere. Whereas Thomas Cook is available all over the world in form of physical stores and online stores. A survey result shows that 40% of people prefer dealing in face-to-face situations, and which is why even in this technological era, Thomas Cook did not shut down the operations of its physical stores. Fourth, advertising. Though both MakeMyTrip and Thomas Cook invests greatly in its promotion and advertisements, the style of advertising differs from each other. MakeMyTrip does its major share of promotion through digital marketing on platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. MakeMyTrip also uses promotional offers in terms of discounts to make better brand awareness. Association with financial institutions like banks to generate more offers are also being undertaken to reduce competition. However, Thomas Cook promotes his business by showcasing its holiday packages under specific themes such as festive holiday, fusion holiday, group tours, cruise special, adventure holiday, beach holiday, etc. It launches several ads in magazines, newspapers, hoardings, television, and YouTube. It also has an active social media profile where it engages with its customers. Now, MakeMyTrip is a relatively newer organization in comparison to Thomas Cook and presents a newer thinking to operate its business. MakeMyTrip has very well leveraged the social media platforms to expand its presence, and it has entirely transformed the way of travel bookings and has made the whole process fast, easy, and hassle-free for all its customer base. However, Thomas Cook has shown some complacency in adapting with the changes in the volatile business environment. Thomas Cook was a company that owned a fleet of 93 aircrafts and provided end-to-end tour and travel solutions. Despite that, due to the company's inability to pick up strategies and innovate and grow, the company went under bankruptcy. Thank you.